Aloha everyone, Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com. There's a lot to go over, so let's get into it and just let you know I have a new long position for everybody that I am taking on Monday. I'm also going to probably take another one, and I probably shouldn't take this one because it kind of violates my system. But lately, there's just been a lot of leading stocks, which doesn't matter. There's always a new signal, it seems like every day, that I've been missing because I'm just not getting my grade A setups or the setups that I'm exactly looking for. So I think I might want to cheat my way into this leader. But before we go into that, just want to make it very clear that right now the market looks great. I mean, after the rally that we had the last week, we kind of digested gains, but slightly went higher on the SPY. That being said, on a daily time frame, we are still not properly aligned. The tickets indicator is below the zero line on the SPY, on the QQQ, once it populates, and the IWM is right at the zero line. So it's not like that we have that full confirmation. Now, if we go to the hourly time frame, everything looks really good there on the hourly. We're well above the zero line. Now, if we can get the daily to go above the zero line, if this hourly, if price gets below the 50 and this stays above the zero line, it is actionable on a reclaim of the 50 SMA. That goes for the IWM, that goes for the SPY, and that goes for the QQQ. So we are looking really good. And with me saying that, I want to make mention the Santa Claus rally historically starts after the second week of December. We only have 5 more trading days before that happens. Things are looking really good out there. But before I go over those charts, I want to make it very clear because even I'm not sure if some members quite understand that I'm max long. I've been 100% long since Wednesday, and I will continue to buy stocks, and whatever signals I get, they will get all of my capital placed into that signal. I have 2 signals for Monday, basically one really. But if there was just that one, whatever available account capital gets thrown into it. Now, I'm still not on margin because we're not completely aligned, and there's also another reason. But if you want to be, you can be. But I'm going to take that new long position, and on that second one, I'm going to split the capital up evenly in between both, and I'm going to take both of those trades. So just want to make it very clear that I'm operating on a full long side. I like the way the market looks. I'm expecting a Santa Claus rally. But all of that being said, sentiment to me is offside. While we were rallying, when everything was going great, we maintained a bearish sentiment until about September. It started to get neutral, and notice it's been choppy. Well, now sentiment is extremely bullish no matter where I look. If I look at the Investors Intelligence Survey, I believe it's 51% bulls, 18% bears. The AAII bulls bears, it's above its historical bullish average now at 44%, and it's at its historical bearish average at 31%. But that was the biggest increase and the biggest decline that we've seen in the bulls and bears during this rally attempt the entire time since the April lows. So big jump in bulls, big decline in bears, already very lopsided in the investors' intelligence. And the NAAIM exposure index, when we topped, went over 100. Normally, whenever that sentiment indicates it's 100, it's actually, I believe I've back tested it, it's 17 for 17. When it gets over 100, the market tops, and we're currently at 98.6, but that doesn't say that we can't go higher. So I am bullish, and I only pay attention to price, and I only follow price. That's all that pays for me. That's all I care about. But sentiment wise, I wish it was a little bit cleaner. So let's go ahead and get rid of the index charts and get to my stock charts. Like I said, fully invested, and I have 0 end-of-day long signals on the quality side. Now, on the speculative side, I want to take profits in GLTO, the white triangles where I entered. I'll be selling 20% at the market at the open for a 50% gain. But there were also a couple of failures. BW is a 50% end-of-day sell signal. It filled me on this session, but the signal and the entry point was off after this session. So right there, I got about a 1% gain in that stock. And then while GLTO is a big winner on the spec side, CYPH on the spec side is a loser. And from its entry to now, it's about rounding up a 16% loss. So you subtract that from the gain in GLTO, and you have about a 40% gain with those two stocks. And that's what we want to do on the higher speculative names. We're obviously percent-wise going to lose more, but we're not putting as much capital at risk into it. And the winners like GLTO, hopefully, will take care of the losers like it did with CYPH. So right now, there are good looking stocks everywhere, and I just want to run through some names that are just really interesting to me. And if they can give me a proper setup like a 21 EMA, which is the blue line at the top of the price chart, bounce, I would be interested in CAI. MRP is not quite ready yet. I need to see more of a consolidation than right side, but normally by the time that happens, I never get an entry. VIAV, earnings winner, pulled back, did kind of give 21 EMA entries, but no real signals. The volume was low. Nice breakout nonetheless. Twilio, I noticed off the 21 EMA today. APPN off the 21 EMA. Frog, here's one that I really wanted to get long, but once again, I came close, but I didn't take it. And this is a mistake because I also did this on ISRG. So it came close. I didn't take it. Jazz, I added to my position yesterday. It came close. I did add to it. It's working for now. Could easily roll over. But there's been a lot of these close calls, and this is just a sign that the market is extremely strong. I can't even get my ideal entries at the 21 EMA on some of these stocks. ALNT, nice consolidation forming here. JO. Oh, which one? JOYY, Joy. So this one, nice consolidation forming here. INCY, nice off the 21. Like I said, there's a lot of nice looking stocks. HSCG, nice consolidation. RL, and I mean, they're just in industries and sectors all over the place. ECO, ULTA was an earnings winner today. And so was, what was the other one besides ULTA? There was another one that I just can't remember off the top of my head in the retail sector. And that's kind of embarrassing me right now. But oh well, I can't remember it. But either way, there were some good earnings winners today, and RBRK was the top one, beating on the top bottom line. Really like this earnings report. I'll be looking for an undercut and rally on this. And just to let you know, there's other names that just can't get long, like GMed. Should have taken this hammer here, or maybe this breakout of the downtrend line, but I'm still hoping I get a 21 EMA retest. It's just not happening. And the same can be said with KRYS on this day. Talked about it in the chat rooms, told everybody, hey, I want a 21 EMA hammer, and I just can't get it. So this is a strong tape. There's a lot of strong acting stocks, and as long as this is the case, there's just no reason to be bearish whatsoever. So I'm actually going to take a new long position in a stock that I really like. MDB is a recent earnings winner. I have that undercut and rally of the low day of the earnings day. This is not an undercut and rally. I want to close below it. I got that. Now I got a hammer today. Higher chance of failing if the market doesn't work out, but also at the same point, we could get another move higher like this before a chop and then a move higher, or we can just completely just explode higher and go to 500 without skipping a beat. So I'm going to take a chance here with this one. But like I said, I'm already fully invested. I don't have a whole lot of account capital, but I really like MDB. I like the setup. It's an earnings winner. They beat on the top and bottom line. They raised guidance. This is a great company, and this is a great stock. I'm looking to get long at 411.25 for my buy stop, and then I'll have a 2% limit offset on top of that buy stop, and I'm going to risk and cut my loss if it gets below, I guess it's today's or yesterday's low a day, today's low a day. So that's super tight. You could wait for a complete backfill of the gap up level or use the dynamic 21 EMA. This is just how I'm going to do it with MDB, and if I get shaken out, I'll get shaken out. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more names out there. And then I showed you GMed, how I wanted to get long, but didn't get my entry. I showed you KRYS, how I wanted to get long, didn't get my entry. So I'm thinking with Reddit, I might be in a similar boat because I really like this cup pattern, and I really like the weekly chart of this. Kind of got a base on base or a cup with high handle, to each their own with the chart pattern that you want to call it. But I really would love to now see this pull back and give me a hammer off the 21 EMA. I don't think I'm going to get it, and I kind of think that yesterday was kind of my ISRG jazz moment, which if I remind you again, ISRG didn't take it even though it came close. So I didn't make the same mistake on jazz, and so far it's working out. We'll see with Reddit. It might be chasing, but either way, don't have much capital available to use anyway unless I want to go a margin, and I'm not quite there yet. I need that tickets indicator on the daily time frame of the SPY and QQQ to get above 0. And once everything's aligned, then yeah, margin, leverage, 2x ETFs, absolutely. But right now, not so much, especially with sentiment so damn bullish. It's just so bullish up here. We can easily keep moving higher, but I've got one foot not out the door, but at the door exit. So I'm going to try to get long on this one. I'm taking it 237.60, 2% limit offset, and I'm going to risk and calculate my size. Let's say if I just want to lose 1 R per trade, I would do that from the 21 EMA or 50 SMA. I'll probably use this low of this candle right here. But that's all I got for this weekend. I hope it was a profitable one for everybody. A bit choppy still, but that's because we're not properly aligned yet. But my biggest concern with this uptrend is the way the risk on asset Bitcoin is acting, but more importantly, sentiment. It's bullish, bullish, bullish. I do not care what the CNN Fear and Greed Index says because that actually uses market internals and oscillators and indicators to come up with its fear and greed positioning on top of sentiment. If we're just looking at sentiment, the crowd is extremely bullish right now, and it should be. Santa Claus is possibly coming to town. But there's an old saying on Wall Street, and I can't quite remember it, but it says that if Santa doesn't come a calling, the I don't know what I'm trying to say, guys. I don't know what the saying is. Look it up. But if the Santa Claus rally doesn't happen, the bears come to Broad and Wall. I don't know what the saying is. Either way, have a great weekend, everyone.